Oh, hey, what do you know? I'm back. So I'm gonna just get another blog post out of the way right now. So this, I'm realizing I incorrectly said that it was my fourth blog last time, which it might have been my fourth blog, but that was Jblog Day 9. So this will be Jblog Day 10. And I will not talk for 10 minutes this time. I promise, hopefully. Anyways, what I'm going to talk about is a show that I was told to watch by a friend who I'm not going to name names, but Alex Cox. How dare you make me watch True Blood? Anyways, True Blood. Uh, True Blood is quite a show. So for people who aren't familiar with it, True Blood kind of came out. I think it's on its fifth season right now, and for the longest time, I had resisted the awfulness of True Blood while I read plenty of blogs. Just kind of crucify it for its ridiculousness, especially video game. But anyway, True Blood is kind of came out at the height of the vampire phenomenon, which I guess is now replaced by zombies, but I'm sure you could argue about that. Anyways, True Blood is a adaptation of a novel series, I think, called Sookie Stackhouse. I have no internet right now, so I am not able to fact check. So Twilight, or not Twilight fans, might as well be Twilight fans. True Blood fans, get at me, but whatever. Um, so I kind of hate this show, but I kind of love it because I definitely watched about 4 seasons in maybe a week and a half. Anyways, I think what is so ridiculous about this show is that it's Alan Ball who did 6 Feet Under, which I've heard raves about and heard is one of the most human, not human, obviously it's human, uh, sorry, emotionally intimate and um, easily empathetic. And I've just heard it's a wonderful show on all accounts. True Blood, on the other hand, is not a wonderful show. It just continually keeps missing out on so much potential. Partly because it's really, really silly, partly because the characters are just awful, and partly because it bases its scares, or it, excuse me, it bases its narrative moments on scares and awkward sex scenes rather than actual narrative flow. Um, so, what is there to say about True Blood? Uh, I would recommend it to pretty much anyone just because it's so ridiculous. There's literally a sex scene in the last maybe 10 episodes I watched that had a character's head turned 360 degrees. So, Linda Blair, eat it. Um, what else is there to say about it? There's also copious amounts of blood and sex and blood and just more sex. But besides for the copious amounts of sex, there's also a crazy mythology that makes Buffy look coherent. That was kind of a low blow. I kind of love Buffy, but True Blood, my God, what a mess. And yet I'll continue to watch every single episode. But it started very much. It kind of does. Speaking of Buffy, kind of does the big one big bad. There's always one character who it reveals early in the season who they then have to vanquish by the end. But as it's gone on, it's also brought in a lot of really interesting things, especially politics. When it started, it had a really blunt, um, completely uninsightful view of um, vampires is kind of a really lunk-headed LGBT allegory, but it should be stated that now it's actually brought in some interesting politics, and they've gotten some weirdly excellent actors occasionally, including one dude from The Wire, which just makes me sad every time I see him do nothing except be pathetic. But what else is there to say? Oh, just a little minor thing of a premise, because this is by far the weirdest recommendation I've ever done. What it is essentially is that humans are aware of vampires, and as I kind of described a little earlier, they're kind of seen as outcasts and things like that, but they're very much living among people, although people are still kind of scared shitless of them. But yeah, so that's True Blood, and it's something. So go check that out, and I'll probably be back with the blog in 20 minutes. So later.